How's everybody? How's everybody? Straight away, if you're up there in that bar, get your ass up here close. We're just going to keep you up here a couple of minutes. We're just here to tell you we love you and to thank you. They can rant and rave all they want about me and this and that. This night is about you. This is just simply a celebration of love. Nothing more than that. And people ask my crew and this crew of Food for Thought, how the hell does this possibly go down for 10 freaking years? And all I can tell you, it's all about you. It means nothing. I get asked all the time, how do you fit it in, man? How do you fit it in? I don't fit it in. It is me. It is you. It is what we do. It ain't about fitting it in, right? When you find out that something burns in you, like this thing is burning in us, it doesn't have a choice but to fit in. It is it. It is us, essentially. And if you wonder how it works, and most of you have heard this routine before, right? We do this by the skin of our ass, and I mean that, man. Like, we don't know day to day what the hell we're really doing. But somehow the magic happens. The magic is you. So if you've heard the story once, you've heard it 100 times, and you're going to hear it one more time. This thing all goes down with zero overhead. And if you ask how it happens, you're in the midst of a great example of how it happens. This event tonight, you're standing shoulder to shoulder. All this crap scrolling around up here, all these company names, those are our sponsors. It's not like every event you go to, they say, well, here's our list of sponsors, and they're a bunch of nameless, faceless, don't matter, nothing how. That's not our sponsors. Our sponsors have faces. They aren't check writers. They're kid lovers. They pack the food. They put their damn boots on the ground and get it done. And oh, by the way, if you're throwing a party, Bobby, we're going to cover the nut. Those people you're standing with, those people are scrolling around back here, and in my notes. Never seen this before, have you? And it's not going to work either, but we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. These sponsors are the heartbeat. And if you know anything about it, you see that sign over there that says, give us $5, you know we need it. We need $5 like we need air. These people here tonight that put this party on did this for one reason. Because they know that I had to stand up here and say, from my eyeballs to your eyeballs, every damn sacrifice you made for that $100 ticket to come here and party with us is going nowhere but to the cause that we live and breathe for those kids to eat over those weekends, right? Because that's the only way. That's the only way that this ship can possibly sail, is we have to be completely transparent with you. And we have to tell you, we ain't spending one damn dime on nothing but that food. Nothing. These sponsors, this event cost us $60,000 to put together. Our sponsors gave us $100,000 and said, knock your ass out. And the last thing I know about these sponsors is what I know about all my boys and girls here. They don't want to be thanked, but to hell with them. Dallas Home, Alliant Insurance Service, Arden Mills, my brother Rich Aran, Barshell Designs, my brother, BOK Financial, BOK, A-OK with me, Bradbury, Bueller, Davis Partnership, Digitech, my pals at DMAR, Elite Sourcing and Logistics. Is Don show up in here? Man, I was hoping this dude would be here. Elite Logistics. Just so you know, that dude gives us Food for Thought East. He gives us his building to use, and he underwrites every wheel that turns in the trucking piece of Food for Thought. He underwrites that whole thing. If he was here, I'd kiss him on the lips. If he's not here, he's not here. All right. GIA Insurance, my brother Paul. JLL, Morrison and Forrester, Officescapes, Peak Resources, Richmond Homes, Visa, Gosh, guys, the list could go on and on. They don't want to know about it. I want you to know about them. They're nameless, they're faceless, because that's just how they like it. And so do we, like it that way. A couple things that are different than the last time we got to stand up in front of y'all. We have a group of ambassadors for Food for Thought. We're now in 76 different schools. Yeah, I like to say it on these Fridays now. On Fridays, that's both a whoop, and it's also damn, man, that sucks. That there's 76 schools full of little guys that don't eat right, that don't know where it's all going to go down. But that's cause, right? That's why we do the thing that we do. But it gets pretty tough for us to roll around and make contact in all those schools. So we have a group now of ambassadors of Food for Thought. We have a living, breathing, beautiful human being that puts on the Food for Thought gear and walks into every school right and says, hey man, is it going okay? Are you doing all right? Are you feeding those kids? Because if we ever have a fail in Food for Thought, it's because we got some damn administrator in that school that thinks it's just too much work. It's not too much work to feed these kids. And you make it easy for them to feed those kids. We'll put the food in the bag. We'll put the bag at the front door. We'll put the bag at the classroom door. All you have to do is open up the bin and give the kid the food. Can you do it? Yeah, right. And that's what everybody tells them when they walk in. They're son. We're at these schools all the time. We need you. If you want to be deeper in this beautiful thing we're doing, come see me. Come see me. You can be an ambassador for us. It takes about 6 minutes of your time once a month to walk in and say, hey, Bob Sammy, have a good day. And that's it. But they just need that face to say, these are the people that do it. They need to understand that they're living, breathing people, hundreds of them right here, that insist that it's a bunch of bullshit that little kids can't eat over the weekend. And if you haven't heard the Food for Thought story, that is the story. Right? On a bar stool, just like that up there, right? Shooting a tequila like I just did, right? And some teacher sits next to me and says, hey, you think you're kind of a badass, don't you? What about all these little kids in North Denver where you talk all, you're this and that, you're all this and that? Come on, now why don't you take care of these little kids? Why don't you take care of these little kids? Why don't you find a way to get a bag of food to them? Well, good luck trying to ignore that message. That was St. Patrick's Day, 2012. And a bunch of us barstool people just got together, sat at a table like that on the back of a napkin and said, guess what? Here's Food for Thought. How the hell are we going to do it? And here we are 10 years later. We haven't missed one flipping Friday since St. Patrick's Day in 2012. It doesn't matter, man. We used to worry about things like the bomb cyclone and this snowstorm and that rain event. And then there was that damn COVID thing. I jumped right up on the tailgate of that truck 2 years ago, right? March 20th, 2020. If you can imagine how many phone calls we all fielded where people said, well, you can't do it during a pandemic. So we don't really know what a pandemic is. If you haven't figured it out yet, we are not the sharpest tools in the shed around here, right? We stay in our lane. We know what we do, and we're really damn good at it. And if you think about what it is that we do, we buy food, we put it in a bag, we take it to the school. It's not complicated, right? That's why we've mastered it. It's masterable. Is that a word? Yeah, right now it's masterable. So that's how we do what we do, right? That's where you come in. That's the message for you. It's why I get to say to you, beautiful people, that I love you. It's why I get to speak for what is now 10,000 little shits that we feed every flipping Friday. Right? In the world. You think about it. You think about their world, right? What they lack is something we have. What I certainly have with all of you, which is friendship and love and consistency. What their world lacks is consistency. When we first started, the very first principal sat me right down and said, look, Joker, See people like you before. You're gonna walk in here, blah blah blah. You got a big old plan, got a little bit of money, got a few pals, gonna change the world. Woo, woo, woo. 6 months later, you walk back in here and be like, man, ran out of dough. People didn't really get it. They wouldn't rally for it. She says, don't be that jackass. You're gonna start this thing. You better make sure it survives. Because these kids live in a world of failed promise after failed promise. Do not fail. That's where you come in. You hear a theme. It's you, it's you, it's you. Why this pocket fills up every damn Friday full of money? Because here's the message. Your $100 divided by 5, how's that, man? 20? 20? Yeah, 20. That's a good Catholic education right there. You better believe it. Your grandkids better stay in school. Every dime. And that's my pledge to you. That's our pledge as food for thought to you. Every flippin' dime you drop on there in that text to give, every dime, you got to come look at. When we got a bunch of bean counters around us, and look, you're just going to love talking to them. If we get turned down for a grant, it's usually when they come out and say, oh, you left out your expense sheet. No, we didn't. No, you left out the part where you have expense. No, we didn't. We don't have expenses at Food for Thought because we have you. Because I'm not afraid to beg. I'm not afraid to beg on behalf of those little kids because they need it. And what my crew will tell you over and over as we've changed the culture for a bunch of people, right? For these little kids, every Friday, without fail, that food shows up, man. Because you're a show-up people. Because you make a difference. And again, if we get asked, how's it ever happen, man? Because everybody takes a little piece and says, Bob, I got it. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. And pretty soon, you got a machine that will not stop until it's right. And we're in a position now where that's my ask for you. And you're used to me begging. And you're used to me asking, right? Do you know any wealthy people? I'd like to meet them. Yes. But more importantly today, if you know any wealthy people, take them down there, buy a shot, get their phone number, call me in the morning about that. Right? You can't. Or a check. Yes. Get a check. If you get a check, always get a check. Hell yes. Get a check. But the main thing that we ask of you tonight is just think about how we can do more. We're looking to add schools. We're looking to grow bigger. We started with one school, but because of the energy, the love that just flows, and if you just feel it. You feel it? You feel it? You're in a room full of love. You're in a room full of people that what's happened for these kids is a beautiful thing, man. What's happened for me, personally, this, my family, this is how, when people say the world is, I won't use that word, but there are rules, even with grandkids. Yeah. Hey, look, in a world where people want to say everything isn't right, this is right as rain. This is as beautiful as it gets. This is people loving on each other. This is people who say, whatever the wall is, man, we'll knock that shit down. We're going to right through it. It won't even matter. It's just a distant memory. But what's mattering now is I can tell you, and my crew will tell you, man, there's a rare Friday when I jump off that truck, if somebody doesn't walk up and put their arms around me and say, you guys are on the right track. If it wasn't for somebody that would have done some frickin' thing like you're doing for us, I wouldn't be here. That's our dream. That's the fantasy. That all those little kids that we're helping just this much. And people, they jive us all the time. Well, is it really going to make a difference? What bag of food? I don't know. But I know it's going to help them. For the eyes, for the eyeballs that will never land on you, and yet you show up for it, that every Friday they know it doesn't matter what it is outside, how bad it is at home, this, that, the other thing. They get it. They get it. They feel it every Friday. Every Friday. If you've been in those halls, and a shitload of you have been in there, it's like Christmas every Friday. Those bins come rolling down there. For those of you who are new to this thing, there is a bag for every kid in every school that we serve. 76 schools, 10,000 kids, every flipping week, right? So as not to create any kind of stigma in that building, right? Where, oh, your life sucks so bad, you gotta go over here and get that bag. No. Every kid. We're in the high poverty schools. Don't make a kid say, yeah, I need it. More importantly, don't make him say, I don't want it, when he really does. You have made that magic happen. We didn't invent this whole thing, this backpack thing. It's been around the country forever. Thank God. It's helped millions of people. You fuel food for thought differently. You allow us to answer the phone and say, hell yes, to every school that calls. It's a simple process. All we say is, how many kids you got? 340. See you Friday. We'll bring 340 bags. That culture, yeah. We're in that building, baby. That's a food for thought school now. And they know. They can be just like everybody else because this is what we all do. We all share in that magic. And that's the message I want to just say, is thank you. Just the kind of people who throw $100 down there and come down here and party with us, man. This is the heartbeat of what's going to happen. It's going to happen for a lot of kids. My pals upstairs asked me what goes in that bag. What goes in that bag is 15 very simple things, right? The whole idea is make damn sure that that little one who probably doesn't have much of a home life, he doesn't have somebody more likely to cook for him and do all these things for them, right? Make sure that kid can open that bag and he can eat Friday afternoon and he can eat Saturday morning. And there's something in there he can do and put enough in there so that they do learn how to cook. And now my great friends at the food bank in the Rockies are standing around there in the back who make all the magic happen. Right back there. Thank you, man. If you can imagine that little lady right back there against the wall lets us build that bag for $5 a bag, right? She's buying all those good things so we can put it in there. It's the only expense we have in this program is to buy that damn food. We buy 30,000 pounds of it every damn Tuesday, and we're proud to do it. $1.2 million a year we spend in one place alone, with those angels out there at Food Bank of the Rockies. Thank you, man. So help us along. The best help you can give us is to party with us. We like to party a lot. Last night was good, right? That was good. But I would like to call everybody up here that helps. But that would be like a graduation. That'd be a parade up here. But I am going to call up my boys just for a minute. Hey, Matt and Ben, will you come up here just 1 minute? Come on, Ben. So I mentioned this is my brother Matt, this is my brother Ben. I mentioned the whole COVID thing, only because, as life would have it, a lot of the crew from Food for Thought kind of vaporized during COVID. I can't really explain it all. What I can explain is these two men. I don't think it was day one, but it must have been day two when somehow they graced our lives. There's a million people that do what we do, right? Nothing happens without my two brothers right here. Matt has been my confidant, my brother, since, I can't tell you when. I think it was day two. 2013. Correction. Day two is 2013. Matt and I have lunch every single Thursday, and we look at each other and say, well, what's going on this week with Food for Thought? And if you see any of these beautiful graphic things that happen, every email you get that looks like professional, that we look like the most badass nonprofit on the planet, comes out of that smoking brain right there. And much the case with everybody in this organization, the answer is never anything but hell yeah. Let's just do it. We're going to plan a party, or we're going to figure it out, or we're going to make kids work. The answer is yes. My brother Ben doesn't live in this city anymore. He's, are you 2013 also? 2013. So, if you've ever heard the tailgate talk, we tell you one thing. Well, we tell you two things. Three. Give us some money. Introduce us to some people. Keep loving on people. And we always ask you to lift up your phone and like it and share it and tweet it and Instagram it, TikTok it. This is the media man right here. So every time you see a social media post, that's better. And when he left Denver, I mean, I cried, and I mean that legitimately, but we didn't miss one beat at Food for Thought. I came down here at 2 o'clock today and I took a picture of the marquee and I just sent it to my boys because they're my boys. And by the time I opened up my Facebook, that marquee was posted. That's this guy. We don't have a budget to do any of this. This comes like ripping your shirt open and see a man's heart. This is what makes the machine go. As I stand here with them, I just want to finish by just telling you, I sure as shit hope that you totally understand how important you are to this thing. Every one of you, if this is your first time you've met any of us, we're honored. If it's your 10 years worth of time, which is true for a lot of you, we're honored that you would just love in the way we love, give in the way we give. We're just doing something that's right. Don't know how the hell, don't know why the hell, just know it's right. It's right to be here with you. Right to feel the kind of energy that good people just are made of, that just exist. If all those little shits were here right now, they'd look at you like I'm looking at you and just say this to you, I love you. Thank you for doing the thing, the littlest frickin' thing that might just turn the wheel for them. Let's party, man.